In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
What's the deal, Panther fans? It's the big W over our division rivals, the Saints. It feels like it's been years since we have beaten the Saints. In fact, I think it has been years since we've beaten the Saints. And today we whooped their tail. Still some woes of the third quarter, though. But we'll get into all that. It's the C3 Panthers post-game show. My name's Tony Dunn, and I'm here with Cody Lashney to celebrate this. How you doing, my friend?
Tony Dunn, we that said we're gonna beat them Saints, and we sure fucking did, boy. Let's go. Carolina Panthers defended their home dirt, put the ass whooping on the division rivals. There's nowhere I'd rather be after the game than sitting here chilling with my homeboys, talking about the Carolina Panthers. And guess what? We're gonna do it with the most badass Panther fans in all of YouTube, man. I'm talking Underground West, Dexter Henderson, Supreme Leader, Sideshow Rob, Jorge Marcelo, Karen Choi, Joe Riolano in the building, Tony Dunn. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
The Panthers are 2-0 to start the 2021 season. Today, they jumped all over the New Orleans Saints with a 26-7 victory, where the Carolina Panthers defense continues to fly around the field. The defensive line makes that secondary look good because they don't got to do anything because that quarterback is just harassed. They got to file charges against the Panthers defense for harassment. Man, it was exciting. CK, I know you were excited to see that defense play today.
Oh, absolutely. And, last week I was kind of Debbie Downer with what was going on with the team. Even though we got the win, we should have done a better job last week. I feel like we did a much better job. I'm still not overly impressed with the play calling from Joe Brady, but we got the dub and we did it in an effective and efficient way. You can't help but be super excited about this defense.
Greg in the house again, man. I love to see you, man. You're back in action, and just like Sam Darnold was back in action today, he was pretty good aside from one play. Got to be excited what you saw from the Panthers today. How'd you feel about that offense? Kind of poo-poo third quarter again.
Yeah.
One bad play by Darnold, but overall, you got to say this guy's been playing pretty damn good.
Yeah, overall, I was pretty impressed. We said, me and CK said last week, this is kind of a measuring stick game against a team that's a very good team, and we beat the shit out of them for about for exactly 3/4 of the game. We beat the shit out of them. So, I'm very disappointed with some of the stuff I saw. I'm not sold yet on Joe Brady and his offensive approach. I think we have really good talent. He's not utilizing it all the time. Robbie Anderson, minus one play, needs to be used more than just the downfield guy. Like, you can use him for more than just a long pass, and he shouldn't be the only guy you're throwing a long pass to. But, trying to put everything else that I saw negative aside, it was a great game. Insanely happy with the win, and I was hoping for the shutout, man. That would have been really, really sweet.
I know.
Really sweet.
It would have been a shutout had it not been.
I don't know what you guys are on, but this defense has me, dude. I'm rock hard right now, dude.
The defense. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Yeah, the defense looks
right
great.
now, dude.
Yes.
We have the
Yes.
best fucking defense in all the NFL. Fuck what you heard.
I don't know about
care
that,
about
but
all the Saints
we're pretty
fans
good.
that are gonna be like, oh, we were missing a million different players. We were missing a million different coaches. Who gives a shit? Everyone's already on Twitter trying to say that, oh, they were missing so many people. This is the same team that put up 5 touchdowns on the Green Bay Packers in the reigning NFL MVP, and the Panthers just slapped the fuck out of them, dude.
Yeah.
This is a legitimate defense. This defense is for real. Brian Burns has 2 sacks. Hey, man, listen, Joe Brady may not be perfect, but he's getting better. I feel he's gotten better since last game. Dude, Christian McCaffrey is incredible. You see what happens when he goes off the field. They took him off the field for some cramps, but then as soon as he comes back on, dude, he's bowling people over, rushing into the end zone, not going down after first contact. This is exactly what we wanted, man. None of us we were hoping that this would happen, but how many of us really felt like the Panthers were going to come out, put our dick on their forehead, and own the day, man?
I think I sent y'all a picture of two dogs.
Did.
Didn't I send y'all a picture of two
Yeah,
dogs, one with
you
the
did.
nuts on the other one's head?
Yeah.
The Panthers over Saints. So I actually kind of did say that exact same thing right there, Cody. I was
shout out to Linwood McLaughlin. Thank you for the super chat. He says the defense is filling themselves, but our young coaches have to learn how to adjust at halftime. The old guy Phil Snow is adapting at half. He is remains the best coach on our staff, in my opinion, or at least that's what we've been saying. Thanks to Nick Montiero as well. He says you guys are the real VIPs, and he's been a man holding down that Friday free for all. And I bet you the fans are going to be pumped. And I agree with you, Cody. Really, what's the worst part of this team is special teams continues to be a problem. Like everywhere we look, it's like the only person that's any good on special teams is Charlton or whatever, Joey, the punter. Other than that, everybody stinks. And you got to wonder why we had a penalty today. We didn't have enough men on the field. I mean, not a penalty. We had to take a timeout because the special teams was disorganized. Did we miss an extra point, dude?
We did.
Yeah, we did, man. And that's
Again?
something else we're going to have to talk about, this kicker position. But listen, it's not like we didn't already know. That's why I don't want to dwell on it, man. It's like, no. Our kicker position is still shit. We knew that it was going to be shit. He missed an extra point. We'll probably have 4 more kickers before the season's over. Dude, I don't even know if it matters too much. Like, if this Panthers offense can continue to get marginally better game after game, and they're already saying Texans are going to miss Tyrod Taylor this Thursday because of a hamstring injury. I don't know if that's official or not. But if this offense can continuously get a little bit better and better and be able to do just enough and put our foot on the gas during the third quarter, I'm telling you, this defense is enough to take us all the way, bro. This is a savage, fast-moving, aggressive defense, and they couldn't throw the football down the field because Dante Jackson and J.C. Horn were locking shit down, man.
Well, man, Winston was running for his life the whole time.
He was shook, man. Like, he was rattled.
And how about this? Is we saw the old Jameis Winston come out today.
No, I think he was always the Jameis
seeing
Winston.
that.
Listen, what's the difference between the Jameis Winston we saw last week and this week? That we got pressure on him. We got pressure on him. And that's the thing. Like last week, he had a defense that just shut down Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers that did not look like he wanted to be playing football for the Packers, which we all knew he didn't want to for the entire offseason. And now you kind of feel like, hey, he doesn't, based on what you're seeing there. And now you see him, Jameis Winston come in here. I think we all kind of, looked at it. And let's be honest, let's give Tony props here, right? Tony said after last week's win, he's like, I don't think that the Saints are that good. I just think that the Packers were that bad. And he said, Jameis Winston is still Jameis Winston, right? And we're going to find out a little more about that. We saw what happened even last week when he finally got pressure. He threw an interception in the red zone, but he called back for a roughing the passer call, right? That was still a pressure in his face. He threw the interception. That happened again today. Listen, this defense was absolutely humming. And if this continues, it's going to be a long, long season for our opponents in the NFC South, because right now I'm watching Brady just got strip sacked. I'm watching the Buccaneers destroy the Falcons. And if these are defensive teams that we're facing, I think based on what I'm seeing, the only people we have to worry about, especially after today, is going to be the Bucs. And if we can get pressure on Brady, I think we've got that in the bag too.
Yeah.
How many sacks did we have today? How many sacks did we have today? 4?
3? Yeah, but we had 11 quarterback hits.
I'll say a lot of hits, a lot of pressures. And, CK, I agree with you, man. And, looking at the schedule before the season started, I was looking at it and I said, there's no reason why if we come out strong, we couldn't go, 8-9-0. Honestly, playing like this, there's a very good chance we could do that. I think we look like a playoff team today.
Dude, the defensive front through 2 games has put up 10 sacks.
Yeah.
10 sacks through 2 games. What is that? 10. What is that? 5. What's 5 times 17? Isn't that
That's
what we're averaging?
listen. 10
Quick
sacks. Basically, it's going to be like 85.
85. We're on pace to 85 sacks right now.
Yeah.
I
And
love
here's the
this.
thing.
This is sick.
Brian Burns is playing insane, man. If
Yeah,
he's
awesome,
not the
man.
guy
He's a
making the
superstar.
play, he's a reason that somebody else made
Dude,
the play.
ever-
He
if
rushed
you-
the
if you-
quarterback to that spot.
You watch
He's
all of
in
those
every play.
sacks. You feel his presence.
Yes,
like you
he's in
feel it
every
in some way,
play.
shape, or form.
He's amazing.
And by the way, Tony, did you see this? I thought this was
Yes.
Jameis shit his pants. I can help with the stains though. Shout out to Tony's brother. Shout out to Tony's brother.
Oh, man.
In the chat.
The MVP of the chat so far.
Yeah, this defensive front is so impressive that it really makes everybody else's job easy. And that's why, I mean, like, I'm not even I didn't think Dante Jackson or JC Horn had to do much today. On top of that, the linebackers haven't had to do anything. It's awesome. Like, this defensive front is just all over the place all the time. And then everybody behind them is just cleaning up any leftover mess.
And listen, give credit to Phil Snow for those well-timed blitzes too, man. He's picking the right moments to send pressure. And listen, we also have to give credit to just the guys that are disruptive. How about number 91, Morgan Fox?
Fox was
What a great
killing
day.
it today.
Making himself known, being disruptive, making plays in the backfield. And then,
Big
man,
first
dude, the one of the things that we kept on preaching all offseason is that the Panthers should have a ton of speed off the edge. And with Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick, like, now you're starting to see it pay dividends, man. Like,
didn't Reddick have like a sack in the first play of the game?
It was like the
first.
second. It was the second.
Yeah,
the
it was
first
very
play was
early.
there was pressure in his face, but it was not a sack. You guys want to hear a funny stat about how great this defense was today?
Sure.
Christian McCaffrey had more yards than their entire offense.
That's awesome. Hey,
I
there was.
love it.
I can only think of 2 plays the whole game that I didn't see multiple Panthers jerseys within a couple of yards of the ball, wherever the ball was. It was insane, man. They were swarming. It's the best defensive play I've seen from Carolina in a long time against a team that we've seen can put up numbers.
I think the play that stood out to me is that they throw the ball down to the goal line. They're on. It's like a 1st and goal on the 1 or something, and they try to run with, I guess, Kamara or something, and we 8-yard loss, dude.
Yeah,
Straight, like, we were about to.
and that was after a missed tackle, like a missed tackle for 8 yards. Then he ran across the field and still got tackled for an 8-yard loss. They were telling
It's
you
awesome,
they're everywhere.
man. It's so exciting, this defense. Now let's turn our attention to the offense. I do think we got to do this. Is we have to. I'm not even upset with the offense. I think this is that I want it to be better in the second half. I don't know why we come out not clicking in the third quarter, but it's just been like this 2 weeks in a row now, to where there have been. It's not even any one thing. It's like we take a sack, then it's a missed throw, then it's a lot. You're not running the ball effectively, and you're punting. It's not one thing. But I guess it does come back to this offensive line. You got to think that any of the problems we saw today from the Panthers offense started with this offensive line and guys that was suffering injury. Cam Irvin got hurt. Brady Christensen came in and played left guard and got mollywomped in his first play. Poor guy. Did not look good in that first play. Just got ran over. Can we sustain success with this offensive line? Because I don't even think we run the ball very well. The only reason we do is because of Christian McCaffrey.
I mean, it continues to be the weak point of this offensive line. And listen, I know I sound like a broken record on this podcast all the time, saying some of the same shit. But if it requires me to do so, then I'll do it. This offensive interior is not up to par, man. I think Elflin went out with an injury, and I don't believe he came back in. Brady Christensen came in for a little while, only for Cam Irving to get tripped up and bull rushed back into him by Peyton Turner, the Saints rookie defensive end. I mean, listen, we have pass pass protection issues, and we continue to have them too. I think our tackles are the strong point of our football team, including Cam Irving, who didn't have a great day, didn't have a terrible day either.
But he got hurt.
Yeah, but he's been
and he
better
still played all right.
Cameron Irving has been better than me and most of Panther Nation has expected him to be, right? So I want to make sure that I give him credit where credit is due. He did not have a lot of believers, but man, that interior offensive line gets no push. And whenever we have red zone woes, that it feels like that's the reason why they can't run the football and they're forced to get cute at the end. And it just, the margin for error becomes so much higher when you have no protection in the middle.
We really can't run the football effectively. And again, the only reason we have been able to rush the ball is only because Christian McCaffrey is sensational. The the run blocking is just weak. And you see it 2 weeks in a row as well. We gotten down first and goal kind of situation. You run the ball twice and you can't get anything. So that's been tough. Now, Sam Darnold, though, let's turn the attention quickly to Sam Darnold. Guys, we got to be heartened by his performance so far. Is that, if anything, going back in any concerns at this point about Sam Darnold being wasting a year of our time? That's what some people thought was going to happen. I got to say is that he's played better than anticipated. He had his first 300-yard game today through the air. He's been past, and boy, man, I think he's got guts, dude. He pushes the ball downfield. He put some crazy window passes, like that one that DJ dropped. Right,
Sam Darnold, he flashes some great throws, and I feel like we see that. This is the second week in a row that we've seen him make some gutsy throws. He starts out kind of shaky, but man, once he chooses to stay in the pocket, Sam has been better than a lot of Panther fans expected Sam Darnold to be. And I think that he shows continued improvement.
Continued shout outs to the chat room who are being super generous. Ross Gould, I believe, hit us with a super champ, and someone else.
Lance 89 J subs.
Man, they're flying through, guys. We appreciate your support. The number's 252-228-5098. Any other things before we go to the calls that are on your mind about this game?
Well, I just wanted to say, touching on what y'all were saying there with Sam Darnold, you can win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold. I'm not saying we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. A quarterback that plays the way he's played through the first two games, you can win a Super Bowl with that kind of quarterback play. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, you got to keep in mind on top of all of this, like, this is literally the second game he's had as a Carolina Panther, right? This is the second game he's had with these weapons, the second full game that he's had with this offense, the offensive coordinator, and all the I guess all of the connections, all that that relationship hasn't quite been built to where it could possibly be. We're not going to see what he's capable of doing until I say about midway through the year. And right now, if this is any indication, I think Sam Darnold has a huge ceiling. I see a lot of opportunities where he was throwing the ball down the field. Obviously, it did feel a little bit more like our offense last year, where there wasn't too many deep targets. There were a couple, but none were really connecting. But all in all, like, you got to be impressed with what Sam Darnold was able to do in the face of, like, what I think is even more impressive is, yes, the offensive line was able to keep him clean for the majority of the game. But even if you look at those, like that first half, a lot of times the offensive line wasn't really doing their job very well. Sam Darnold was doing a phenomenal job navigating the pocket. Like, it felt very similar to what a Brady would do. And don't get this twisted. I'm not going to compare him to Brady and say he's the next GOAT, right? That's not at all what I'm trying to do. But when you talk about navigating a pocket, Brady's one of the best.
Movement was nice. The movement was nice, is that because it wasn't just beautifully clean all the time, but there was also, like, he wasn't getting hit every time.
Exactly.
He climbed the pocket when he needed to. He moved around. We saw that last week with the big pass downfield, is how those subtle movements in the pocket are helpful, and he has been sensational. I'm going to go far as say is that he's been sensational in my mind right now. Is that if you want to, you got to be happy about what we have been able to do so far. We're 2-0, number one, right? We have had these sleepy third quarters, but I don't feel like we've had to only rely on Christian McCaffrey. I think we have been pretty balanced overall. I think Sam's played well. DJ's played well. Robbie's been all right, man. I mean, he's just when he gets the ball.
How about
he's
Brandon Zylstra?
Yeah.
Did he? And what
I
happened?
didn't even know he was playing still.
I think that he nudged Terrace Marshall Jr. out of the lineup today.
It felt like it. I mean, obviously, Terrace was able to come away with that really big, important third down play there towards the end. But
Terrace had a really big third down today. By the way, shout out to Rock Bridges, who donated the $4.99. We appreciate you, brother. Hey, Tony. And Grim Reaper with the $10 love bomb. Keep friggin' pounding.
Yeah.
Hey, you know we will. That's all we know how to do is keep pounding, baby. But CK, before we get into those cat calls, we got 109 people watching, 67 thumbs up. Tell them what time it is, CK.
In a world where one chat comes in hoping to be able to celebrate a win, they were able to do so today. I need everyone in the chat to hit that like button, as this is subscriber shame.
Subscriber shame, baby. Hit that thumbs up. We want you guys to come in, have a place to talk Panther football, be with a good group of Panther friends that love this football team. That's what it is. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell for every single time we go live. The C3 podcast has more content than ever before, Tony Dunn. We're really doing it.
We've been putting it together, so we appreciate y'all's support. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Shout out to my boy Bruce in the chat room. Let's see. Try to think anything else that's been on my mind. Zylstra, I wanted to mention that. We talked about that. We've talked about this defense. We've talked about injuries. So I guess it is time to just jump into these cat calls, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling? Yeah, it's pretty, you shouldn't do that to somebody. And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like a 3 and a 4 and a who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
Yeah, this is Dwayne from Winston-Salem, long-time listener, first-time caller. I just want to say we beat the Saints. I hate the Saints. Defense looked great. Offense needs some work in the third quarter and red zone. Keep pounding. Let's go, Panthers.
Man, we thank you for the call. The number's 252-228-5098. It does feel great to beat the Saints, and I almost forgot what it feels like, right?
Somebody said that in the chat earlier. Yeah.
But it is nice. I think, whatever, we lost 4 straight to them. Is that right?
Yeah.
We've lost the last 8 out of 9.
Yeah, I was going to say
8 out of 9.
And by the way, that one was when they were resting their starters at the very end of the season, getting ready to go to the playoffs too.
Was that 2017?
Yeah, but no. That was I think 2018.
Gotcha.
That was when they let us win, so that way that we could have a worse draft pick because it didn't matter for them either way. Yeah,
that is 100% what that was. But hey, no more today, baby. The Carolina Panthers defense came up strong, dude. Before we go to the next call, short answers. Did anybody really believe that we were going to come out here? Even if you thought that we were going to win, did we really think that the Panthers were going to come in here and just shut them out completely, minus a touchdown off of a dumb Sam Darnold play? Like this is everything that we could have wanted, I feel like.
I agree. I expected to win. I really did predict the win, but I didn't expect it to be like this. I thought it was going to be like a 27-21 game, something like that. I thought it was going to be something where we could win convincingly, like not down to the last second, but I didn't think it was going to be a blowout like this. It feels good.
All right, let's go to the next call.
C3 fam, you already know who it is. It's your boy Josh from Mass.
What's up, Josh?
Oh man, what a game. Fuck the Saints. fuck Sean Payton, fuck Alvin Kamara, and man, maybe somebody should tell Jameis Winston to go get some more LASIK surgery because that boy still can't see a goddamn fucking thing. The defense looked dominant. The offense looked competent. I know, they're down all these starters. It don't matter because Sean Payton historically has always had his team ready to fucking play. His team looked ready to get on the bus today. This defense is back. This defense is mean. This defense is greasy. Stacey Horn gets his first interception. We've packed up some more stats.
I'll put up
man. We're gonna take this show on the road on Thursday. Man, we going to Texas. We're gonna throw down in Texas. We're just gonna brutalize them. We're gonna murderize them. We're gonna beat the piss out of them. Show's over for them AFC boys. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yes,
I mean, this defense is scary.
This team looked great today, top to bottom. Darnold threw some great looking passes. I'm still trying to be cautiously optimistic, but man, he's selling me. He's selling me on it. He's selling me. Some tight window throws, some good looking stuff. Spreading the ball around. I mean, it's hard to be mad about anything you saw. The only thing I was mad about is I thought we used our first half timeouts a little too quickly. I think if I recall correctly, all three were used in the first fucking quarter of the game. You can't be doing that kind of stuff. I mean, it worked out in the
They used the last one in the 4
4
minutes of the second quarter.
We dominated, but in a game where you don't dominate, that's a bad move. That is a very bad move. But through it all, overall, we dominated. Them boys was 3-point favorites in our fucking house. And we showed them the door. We said, get the fuck out of here. I don't care about your pity party. Sorry a hurricane blew your stilt house down, but motherfucker, we're the fucking team in this second division. Fuck you and fuck Tampa. Fuck Tom Brady.
I love it.
Let's fucking go. Keep pounding. Keep fucking pounding. Josh,
let's go. Let's go. We love
Panther
it, man.
fans are pumped. Did you see the chat somebody put up? Is that saying like expecting them to put up over 20 points is disrespecting our defense? I didn't think about it like that. I was like, because I thought this was going to be like a 27-24. I thought the defense was going to play well. I didn't, but yeah, shutout. Basically, they pitched a shutout. In my mind, that's what they did.
Hey, some people in the chat room mentioned that the Panthers put this out and wanted us to play it, and I think it's pretty good. You might like it.
Oh, you almost had me.
I'm gonna take Jameis Winston. What are you talking about? Jameis Winston.
Ooh, I'm going New Orleans as well.
I feel you. Michael, you're first.
I love it, man.
That's great.
I was even watching Barstool today. Dave Portnoy, Big Cat, and Deion Sanders. And Deion Sanders said, "Oh yeah, I'm picking the Saints. Panthers are a bad football team, and people just don't know it yet." That's what Deion Sanders said about us. Well, guess what? Primetime better shut up because he ain't talking about he's talking about the wrong Carolina Panthers team. And shout out to Mike Vella for the $10. Slowly but surely, Sam will steer the ship. Yes, he's made a few mistakes, but they're correctable. The defense will give Sam all the chances he needs to succeed, baby.
I agree.
That's what I'm feeling, man.
How much y'all want to bet Sam Darnold's the number one pickup on the fantasy waiver wire this week across the board?
that might not be too far.
He was my starting quarterback today. I mean, I'm starting him every week in my dynasty league.
Tell me,
tell
me that he isn't going to be a favorite for comeback player of the year right now.
There's a good chance. I could see it.
Like, who else is in contention for that right this second?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's week 2, and this is an overreaction at all at this point in time, but I mean,
comeback player of the year? Is that what you're saying?
Dak's in the running for that.
Dak. Yeah, Dak would be
Dallas Cowboy.
But the thing is that I hate about that is it's not like he was having a bad year before that. But I mean, I get he's coming off of an injury, so it would be interesting. He
That's a
was
good
having a
point.
pretty stand-up year.
Oh yeah, he was an MVP candidate through the first 4 games. Like if you had any quarterback, him and Russell
Right.
Wilson through the first 4 games last year. So
And
Oh,
by the-
CMC. That's another one to think about.
LaShawn,
yeah,
I
that is
think
another one. You're
Sam-
right.
I think
CMC 's another one.
you got to give it. I like this. Sam Darnold has looked comfortable. Like he does not look like the stress. He doesn't look like he's seeing ghosts, dude.
he doesn't look like a rookie quarterback that's under, that doesn't know where to go with the football. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Sam Darnold continues to get better and better, and I don't even think that we've seen the best of them. And
Right.
again, a lot of that has to do with our offensive line formation. By the way, shout out to Sean Drums. Says JC Horn with the flex with the $4.99. Let's give some love to old JC Horn's first NFL interception, though, right? I think a bunch of people called this, and he had one play earlier where he almost had the interception. It went right through his hands. And
Where he did the push-ups.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
10
those
push-ups
weren't
right
push-ups.
after that.
I know they were bad.
Those weren't push-ups. But
Hey,
They
man,
were
he's also been
embarrassing.
playing football all day, too. But look,
Yeah.
this man came down with it. JC Horn is incredible, man. I feel like if fans think that they haven't seen enough of JC Horn, it's because they already know not to throw at that man. They said on the broadcast that, JC Horn is a rookie in all but the program, or in just the program. Every other factor, he trains like a veteran. He has the mentality of a veteran. JC Horn is just doing everything so well. I said before the start of this season that he is one of the most important members of our defense already before I even seen a snap from him. And dude, these defensive backs, JC Horn and Dante Jackson, are allowing our front seven to play fast and physical, man. It's complimentary football, and the Panthers are playing it, baby. Let's go.
We're on a short week. We're heading to is the game in Texas? In Houston?
Yes, it's our first.
Feels like
road
we've
game.
had 2 home games. We can't have
On the
3 in a row. Yeah. So prime time Thursday night will be a late show here, but you got to feel you don't want to get count your chickens before they hatch or whatever the saying is. But right now is that we've got to feel like we've got some momentum. We got the wind behind our backs a little bit as we go into this Thursday night matchup against a team that we truly believe we're better than, right? I mean, prior to this season, like on day one, when we're looking at these rosters, we felt that the Carolina Panthers had more talent than the Texans. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that. And then on now, the way we're playing, we're kind of fulfilling that potential. Imagine if this offense can really get cooking on Thursday night football. Do we all of a sudden, people like Dion and all these people like that was in that video, do we start to be the belle of the ball type team that people are hopping on the train with?
It's possible, man, especially if we continue to put up these kinds of performances. Like the defense alone is noteworthy. And listen, I'm here to tell you all, and it needs to be bulletin board material for us going into the Texans. But everyone's going to start saying, oh, the Saints were missing Eric McCoy. They were missing Lattimore, Chauncey Gardner. Their staff
They did have a
COVID.
shit ton of injuries.
Yeah,
I'm not
dude,
going to
it
lie,
don't
but I
matter.
don't care.
That would not have changed what happened in today's football game. So everyone is going to try and delegitimize this win that we got. That was a damn good football team that we beat today. They put a thumping on the Green Bay Packers, and the Panthers answered in every single way possible, man. We need to do better in the third quarter.
Yep.
But overall, I mean, this defense, listen, I don't know if I want to say it's like on 2013 level. It's too early for that.
Yeah.
But we're doing something special, man.
The front is young. That's what's so fun about it is they're young and fast, right? You don't have a bunch of vets out there holding things down. That 2013 defense had 60 sacks that year. They were pretty awesome. I just don't know if our linebacker group is elite like that. That 2013, had Kuechly and Thomas Davis playing their best football of their lives. So I don't know if that is, but I would say our secondary is better than that 2013 secondary.
Secondary is better than I've seen it in years.
Yeah,
I'm more confident with it.
Like we're not crying about it all day.
Right
now, it does make it easier when your defensive front is shutting it down. Right, that makes their job easy. In fact, even that pick, do you see there was like 7 Panthers around it? Like they're all just waiting for Jameis to do something dumb. It was awesome, man.
And the one he dropped before that was the same. Yeah,
it's almost hard to enjoy it, believe it. Like that's how what we've seen in these 2 games is kind of hard for me to like. I'm like, is it real?
To wrap your head around. It's like,
it's awesome.
Am I actually seeing this? Is this legitimate?
Well, CK mentioned it earlier. While the game was going on, we were talking in our group chat, and we're talking about how excited we were. This is the first game that I've got up and like clapped my hands and got really excited about everything going on with Carolina and had a smile on my face the whole game. It's been a while since I felt like this. It felt weird.
Yeah, I've noticed. I've had a good football weekend, dude. The Pirates win with a last-second comeback yesterday against Marshall. They had an onside. They came back down like 2 touchdowns. They got an onside kick, and then went down and scored on the road to win by 3 or whatever. It was awesome. It's been a good football weekend. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go to the next call.
Yeah, Corey Head got cut off at the end, but like I said, I don't want to be too nitpicky, but something I want to see from this team is just to put their fucking foot down in the second half, like to really just show out after we kind of build up those big leads. Because I don't want to. I might be speaking for myself here, but there was times where I feel like New Orleans was kind of trying to trickle back, but the defense shut them out every time. But like I said, man, I don't want to be too nitpicky. We just fucking dominated the Saints with 2-0. We got a primetime game coming up in a few days, so we're looking good, man. I'm excited. Appreciate y'all as always. Y'all keep at it.
Thanks for the call, man. Let's go to the next one.
Hey, this is Kevin from Charleston, South Carolina. I just want to ask one question. Can we get a fucking kicker?
Please. What do you think about this? Is that I wish he wouldn't have missed this damn extra point.
Right.
Because he made his field goals today, right?
Right.
Yeah, field goals were made, extra point.
He made like a 50-yarder too, didn't he?
Watch, we're going to cut him tomorrow and bring in some other random nobody.
We need him to win a game, like a last-minute game, so we can make some T-shirts that say "Insane in the Membrane." Because his name, right? Zane. There's a lot of potential with Zane as a name.
Yeah.
That's a good T-shirt name. All right, let's go to the next call.
Hey guys, it's Chuck from Elizabeth City, aka Carolina Sports Guy. It's a wonderful day. The clouds have opened up. My God,
Celestial.
It's so nice to win. And I know New Orleans was short some players, but there's nothing like beating that set of vagina lips, Sean Payton. And I'm telling you guys, the defensive line looked great. Tight end showed up and played. Darnold, other than that one boneheaded play, looked really good. Our defensive ends are blowing it up, guys. And it is nice to be on the right side of football. So let's keep it going. I just had to call in because, hey, it's great to be a Panther fan.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Someone messaged me on Twitter today and said the bank is rocking. And I could hear the crowd noise on the broadcast really well. Like it felt like one of the louder times. And I know we didn't have crowds last year really, but that felt loud for a Panthers game.
It did.
Yeah, I think you've got to keep in mind what the criticism was as Panthers fans coming out of last week, right? It was, nobody was in there on their feet. It was way too many Jets fans in there. But I think you also got to keep in mind it was against the Jets. So we probably weren't super thrilled about that matchup. We were like, it's just the Jets, right? But also we're just getting back into this, and we're coming off of a really bad 2 seasons in a row. Our fan base has to get back into it. We win last week, and I think that kind of sparks something. You start to see things start to trickle, and I'll tell you what it's done for me. It's made me want to go to a game even more this year, than I did prior. I think it would be interesting. I'm wondering if those Patriots tickets are going to be cheaper now that Cam's not there. Might be worth taking a look at, seeing how many people are going to try to sell now that that's not a matchup anymore.
They said on the broadcast that they've got some Philly tickets available. But hey, I think it bears mentioning we're 2-0 with the virtual reality Panther boys. I don't know if that means anything or not, but I also did find it funny. We were complaining on the Friday free for all about how the Panther had green eyes in the original, but they changed them back to blue. So I'm telling you, man,
they're listening to us.
Yeah, they're listening to us. Also, but I think part of the reason why the crowd was so ruckus today, and again, maybe we live on Twitter too much, but I feel like this whole thing with the keep pounding and getting fans involved, like they even mentioned keep pounding on the broadcast today. I don't know if anybody caught that. But yeah, I don't know if maybe that whole discussion played into it. Maybe Panther fans are tired of hearing that they're wine and cheese fans. I don't know, but you could hear on the broadcast that the bank was rocking. Fans were loud. We need this more, man. We need this continued home advantage. And listen, it's not like we haven't had it before, but we just have to build on it, man. We need a ruckus crowd, and this kind of team winning these kinds of divisional games. Hey, that'll do the trick, Tony Dunn.
All right. The number is 252-228-5098. Let me download the next call. I'm running behind. I was mesmerized by that dang Panther jumping and leaping around it.
While you're doing that, I think we could probably talk about Thursday night. We won't be facing Tyrod Taylor.
So he is out.
How crazy would it be if they signed Cam Newton between now and Thursday? And
if they did, there's no chance he's starting. There's no chance in the world that he's starting Thursday.
Oh, because he doesn't have the vaccine, so he has to do like a 5-day quarantine or something, because he's not on a roster or something like that. But what about Deshaun Watson? Is he not going to play at all? Is he sitting out?
Yeah, they've already pretty much confirmed he's out for the year. Like they're not going to play him.
He was trending on Twitter about how look what this team is, without Deshaun. And like today they lost to the Browns, but the Texans have looked better than what most people predicted them to look like. So people are saying, well, damn, if they had Deshaun, what kind of team would they have right now? But I don't know. Deshaun's not going to play. We're not having to prepare for Deshaun Watson. We're having to prepare for a quarterback that we've never seen before play NFL football.
But he's on their roster, though, right?
Yeah.
Like they're paying him.
Yeah.
He's not even getting fined.
No, I don't think he's getting paid. You only get paid.
They're making him inactive. He's not. He's not refusing to play. Like the Texans right now are refusing to play him.
No,
so is he still getting paid?
No, that's not right. Okay,
I think it's both.
But here's the difference. He's showing up, and he has shown up to every practice, to every workout, to all of that. He has participated in everything he needs to not be out or to not be.
But all that means is that he's just not taking the fine. Because if he was doing all that stuff, he would be getting fined for it. So
he's not losing the game check. It's like the best deal you could have. The whole point of sitting out is you have to take a financial loss usually, and he's not.
What that means is that the Texans are making him inactive, are sitting him. Like that is not this. I mean, even though he may have, like, if he were being told that he was going to have to go into the game, he may say, "I'm not going to play for you guys." He may make that decision, but right now, technically speaking, the Texans are making that decision, not Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, they're like both on the same page, strangely.
Right.
They're only making that decision because Deshaun doesn't want to play. Like
exactly.
They obviously want Deshaun
to
be their starter, but
well, then they should say he has to start and save their money. That's what I would do.
Yeah, he basically gets to play football all week, Monday through Friday.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, work out all day.
He gets to hang around and get paid $46 million or whatever it is. $140 million. Like it's awesome.
Sweet deal.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell's over there going, man, why couldn't I have done that?
Hey, he fell apart after he tried to make his stand. So
all right, next call.
What up, y'all? Mike Veazey tuning in from Madison, Wisconsin. God damn it. These Panthers look really fucking good, man.
Yeah,
I'm fucking
boy,
ready
yeah.
for. I'm really optimistic about this year. Sam Darnold is looking real good. This defense is looking legit. Oh my god, I damn near canned my pants. The last Stacey Horn fucking interception. Oh my god, we looking good. You know what? I'm optimistic. Fucking perfect. Row. Let's get it. Let's go.
My man, yeah, it is. It's an exciting day. That defense gives is like breathed life into this team, and I think it's made the offense, which has been fine in a way, right? It's not been fantastic, but it has been. I think it's been more potent than it was last year. Let's just put it that way. I think that we haven't capitalized. We still have. We're not getting the red zone as much. It's not perfect yet, but I think we are more dynamic this year than we were last year with Sam Darnold. He's playing about as well as you could have hoped for. Like, what really more were you, if you were one of the more optimistic people about Sam Darnold being like working here in Carolina? I mean, this is it. It's working. It's actually working. I mean, like, what else do you really want? I mean, I know, like, I want him to be the next Aaron Rodgers or something like that down the road. But at this point, he's not turning. He's had one bonehead play. That shovel pass today. Good God. That was just an idiotic move.
Yeah.
You saw he almost did that last week, too, when he was getting a sack. You could see it in his mind. Like, I got to do. And you're like, you don't need to. Just take the sack. But it's working. What else do we need? What did we put up today? 20,
24, 26,
26.
Yeah, 26.
Not bad.
Points. No, not bad at all, man. I mean, look, Sam, and then there was even some missed throws in the Jets game and today. But I continue to see them building upon their previous performance. Looked good against Pittsburgh in the preseason, then looked a little better versus the Jets, and then looked even better versus the Saints, man. This is also going to be another test in this Houston defensive backfield because they didn't really do a whole lot to improve over the course of the offseason in their defensive backfield. So, again, that's another big opportunity for Sam Darnold to continue to play well. And, something else that we have to mention, too, it was a big time gamble for the Panthers to trade for Sam Darnold instead of, either drafting Justin Fields or whatever, which is something a lot of Panther fans wanted to do. But they said, no, we're going to try and take a gamble on this quarterback that was in a terrible situation. And it really does make you wonder, like, how would Sam have been if he had this kind of offense around him from the jump? We might not have ever been talking about Sam seeing ghosts or whatever. So Sam is in the perfect situation to further his development. We just have to continue to build this offensive line.
All right, 252-228-5098. Next call.
What's up, C3 Podcast? It's Run DMC Lovato. I'm
What's
so
up, bro?
fucking hyped, dude. This defense is fucking real. This team is fucking
Let's
real.
go.
We just beat a team that's not bad, all right? I'm so fucking happy I'm going to say both sides of the ball. I'm so fucking happy with this defense. I don't even have to explain the defense. The offense, I love what Sam Darnold is doing. The thing I love the most about him is I've seen Christian McCaffrey open on about 3 or 4 checkdowns this game, and Sam Darnold decides to throw it deep downfield and complete passes. I love that. I love that he just doesn't decide to take the check down. That's amazing. Joe Brady, the play calling was great besides the third quarter. His offense has some tempo in the first half, and if we can continue this, our defense is going to play lights out, and we just got to hope for a few touchdowns on offense, and we can be a serious fucking team, dude. I'm so fucking happy right now. Woo! Oh, my God. Oh, Sam Darnold's looking like a franchise QB, boys. I know it's a little early to say, but I don't give a fuck. I'm going to speak my piece now. Sam Darnold's a franchise quarterback, baby. We got one. I'm not saying he's elite yet, but I'm saying he is more than serviceable. And I am extremely, extremely hopeful for this season.
Did you guys see Teddy Bridgewater's stat line today?
What was it?
He went 26 for 34, 328 yards and 2 touchdowns. Good Lord. Teddy.
I wonder what his
maybe he
defense-
just needed a change of scenery.
You got to keep in mind who he was facing, guys.
Who was he
Yeah,
facing?
he was playing
I know.
The Jacksonville
facing
Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Okay.
Well, he's played 2. They have the easiest schedule in the world, man.
Yeah.
The Broncos.
Yeah.
They played the Giants, which those guys are so bad. They lost. Did you guys talk? I'm sure you talked about on the Friday free for all. Is that Thursday? Was it the Thursday
night
game?
against the Redskins?
Oh my goodness. What a back and forth game that was, but the Giants just didn't want to win that game. They refused. It's crazy.
Do y'all know what the best part, or not the best part, one of the best parts about the Panthers playing like this and having games like this? The cat calls are great. It's so fun to listen to the cat
They're more
calls.
fun. They're more fun. Let's go to the next call.
It's Run DMC La fucking bottle. Let's fucking go!
See?
Oh! Dixie Horn told Phil Snow last week. My bad, I'll get you one. I let one on Corey Davis. He just fucking got one. Defensive Rookie of the Year campaign has just fucking started, baby. We got a fucking lockdown corner. Ooh!
Let's
I
go.
can't help but be optimistic. Fuck people who aren't optimistic, honestly. This fucking defense is elite as fuck, boy. Oh my god, we got pass rushing for days. We got great defensive linemen, defensive tackles. Our defensive tackles playing great. Bravion Roy's playing fucking great. Daquan Jones. Everybody's playing fucking great. Even Shaq's looking like a fucking beast. There's no complaints. Oh my god. Fuck's sake.
Let's keep going. Let's go.
Let's go.
What it do, C3? It's your boy Mike.
AKA Supreme Leader.
Hope you guys are doing well on this fine Sunday.
We are. The winner's circle.
It's approximately 4:04 on my clock. The game's not over yet, but Tony, you might want to turn the volume down on my call a little bit, because C3 Nation needs to stand the fuck up and think about this beatdown that we just put on the 8th. I told y'all not to be scared. Winston, trash. That defense, trash. Our team, not trash.
Not
Stand
trash.
the fuck up, C3 Nation.
Let's go.
Oh my God. Oh, Mama Dunn, I hope you're not listening. I'm sorry. I might cuss a lot. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Cody, you called it.
Let's go.
You motherfucking called it.
Let's go.
Fucking this team was either going to be straight dookie water, or they were going to be a young and upstart monster beater.
Nightmare fuel.
And we just beat the fuck out of those fucking Saints. Look,
Let's go, baby. I love it.
I couldn't even watch the game because I work on Sundays delivering these Amazon trailers, but I was listening to the broadcast. Hey, shout out to Mick Mixon, last year. C3! Who that? Because I don't know who that is.
Read
It's a great call.
One good time. Everybody in the chat, you hit that like button, you hit that share button, you hit that bell button, hit all the motherfucking buttons.
Yeah, there we
right
go.
Now, I need everybody to drop a fucking keep pounding. On this sorry ass team.
Drop it. You
that we
heard the
just
man.
threw to the side.
You heard the man.
Keep
If you're in
pounding,
this
boy.
chat room, you know what to put in the chat room. Let's go. Keep pounding.
Man, he really hit his
love
stride
it,
in
man.
that card.
Love it.
Yeah.
Woo! Love that energy, man. That's what we need right now.
Can we get you doing the? Can we get you doing the huddle? The pregame speeches, please.
Yeah, I know.
Look,
Supreme Leader, man. Thanks for your support, man. That call was tremendous.
And he dropped a $4.99 love bomb on us, boys. Let
He's
me
in
get
good
a
mood.
loud and proud keep pounding. Baby. Let's go. I love it. Man, I fucking love it. Shout out to Mike, man. That's the type of shit we like, man. We need that, man. We need this so bad.
All right, we're ready. Let's look. Run DMC back
they
again.
Have no receivers, man. Like their offense, they have an offensive line and they have Alvin Kamara. And Jameis Winston looks like the old Jameis Winston this game, throwing deep balls and he's just throwing it up there, hoping for someone to catch that shit. And there's no fucking chance. Like he looked like his old self. I am not afraid of the Saints offense at all. Their defense is still pretty good, but that offense is not looking great. So what do you guys think about the Saints this year? I don't think they're going to be much.
You know, they're just so injury ridden, right? You know, it's just tough. The NFL is really decided by injuries at some point. You know, I mean, it's who can get through them, who stays healthy. And look, in 2015, we stayed healthy. We relatively stayed healthy, and then I think we lost whoever went down. Then we went and traded for Jared Allen or something like that year. But we didn't have a ton of injuries. And so that is going to right now the Saints are a mess in that case, right? I mean, did you see that graphic they put up of it was like 12 people out?
Yeah. Well, you know, I said last week they were a good measuring stick team. I think that now what we're looking at is they may be a good trap game team. You know, where they can beat anybody in the league, I think, if they're hitting on all cylinders, but they're just not there. So they have the possibility to win every game, but I'm very doubtful they will from here on out. So yeah, like I said, trap game team.
Man, these guys are all over it in the chat room. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the love and the support.
Eric Kiger with the $5 and the super sticker. Man, hey, we love it. We appreciate everybody donating.
And
we
I
never
think
ask, but it's always appreciated.
I think he said he was struggling with COVID right now. So I hope you feel better, man. Stay hydrated.
Yeah. Hopefully this big Panthers W against the New Orleans Saints makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Definitely get well, brother. Hey, it's a good day if the Saints have lost to the Panthers, and that's what today is.
All right, next call.
Trent DMC Lovato again, last call. I just want to say that I'm not afraid of the Saints after this game at all. I don't think they're going to be anything this season. Our defense played lights out, but partially from that, they have no receivers. They have no weapons that's not Alvin Kamara. They have nothing. Like, they were getting no separation, which, you know, I'm going to compliment our defense for that, but also I'm going to call a spade and say they have no receivers, man. Like, their offense, they have an offensive line and they have Alvin Kamara. And Jameis Winston looks like the old Jameis Winston this game, throwing deep balls and he's just throwing it up there, hoping for someone to catch that shit. And there's no fucking chance. Like, he looked like his old self. I am not afraid of the Saints offense at all. Their defense still pretty good, but that offense is not looking great. So what do you guys think about the Saints this year? I don't think they're going to be much.
Well, I think the conversation should almost shift a little to, do we have a chance to win this division?
Right.
And you know, I mean, the Bucks obviously need to be the favorite to win the division. They're winning and they're the champs. There's no reason to, but today demonstrate we could compete for second place in the division, obviously, right? We had all kind of thought that we were a dark horse second place team in this division, but right now we're 2-0. I think the Bucks are going to be 3-0. Do they? No. What are they? They've won every game they've played.
They've only had one. They're in their second game now. They're right now playing the Falcons. They're winning 14-7.
Yeah, they're going to beat Atlanta. And listen, even if they don't, that's just, if I already put on Twitter, I think the Panthers are the best team in the NFC South. I don't give a damn if anyone disagrees or not. They can say the Tampa Bay sucking ears all the fuck they want. No one has this kind of defense, man. And everybody's looking at Tom Brady. Everybody's looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Good. Let everybody sleep on us even further, man. Let them say, the Panthers only won because the Saints were missing half their football team. Let them keep talking all that bullshit and let them sleep on us some more. And the Panthers are about to slap everyone across their mouth for the blatant disrespect.
Let's be real about something real quick. Like, even if you want to talk about, like, the more I think about it, the more I'm looking at the Bucs and I'm like, these guys are beatable. Because let's also keep in mind the Cowboys almost beat them in their defense, right? And right, like, let's be honest, the defense
right now.
They're only up 14-7. It's not like they're dogging on this horrible defense of the Falcons. And the fact is, the defense of the Cowboys is not good. Like, it wasn't, and they were able to, like, luckily they were able to kind of hold in there. But I mean, the thing that's insane to me, and the more I think about it, is like Tom Brady has had barely any pressure on him, and it has a lot to do with, let's look at the Dallas Cowboys. Who's rushing on the Dallas Cowboys defensive line other than DeMarcus Lawrence? You know, like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm actually watching them right now. I haven't. I just turned the game on. How does the Chargers? How do they have 11 points?
They're coming back. Justin Herbert on that last drive went like.
How do you even get 11 points
for something crazy like that? By the way, real quick, shout out to Austin GT smoking on that Saints pack, baby. You already know. Light them up, spark them up, baby. And then shout out to Maris Kiger. For another $5. We certainly appreciate the love to everybody donating. We never ask, but it's always appreciated. Thank you so much for the support.
The number's 252-228-5098. I love to see all those eyeballs up in that corner of the screen saying we got a bunch of viewers. YouTube is the place, obviously. Yeah. That's where the chat is killing it. But thank you for people on Periscope and Facebook as well. Smash the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the show. Tell a friend. It's like phone a friend about the podcast and tell them that we've been doing this for 9 years, homie. We got the post game. We got the Tuesday night show at 9:00, and we are meeting too with beat writers every week from both the Panthers and the Saints. I mean, and our opponents. This past week was the Saints. This week, I got to find a Texans guy. That's what I got to start working on, like pronto. But Josh Klein this week from the Riot Report Wednesday night, and next week Nick Carboni. So good guest lineup coming. We appreciate y'all's support. Find us on TuneIn, Stitcher, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts as well. Let's keep rolling through these calls.
Yeah, this is Mr. Froth out of Swansboro. I'm gonna tell you what, boys. I think we got us a little team here. Our defense is for real. It's going to be a good year when it comes to that. Now, Sammy D throwing for 300 today. I did appreciate that. I wish he'd clean up his little sloppy play, but we'll see. I think the coaching staff will get him right. Special teams, a little sloppy. I think we need to tighten it up. I got faith in them. Looks like I said, looks like we got a hell of a team, boys. I hope we can keep it up. Keep pounding.
I feel like Chase Blackburn is going to have to tighten up a little bit. We've had some mental errors on the special teams, and he was able to win that job. Like, he interviewed for the special teams job because he was formerly with Ron Rivera's staff, and he's the only person that I think that Matt Rule has kept kind of over from that era, right? But I need this special teams to play a little bit tighter. It's an important phase of the football game. And I'm not just talking about kicking. I'm talking and I got to tell you, this guy, this Erickson dude, or whatever his name is, he cannot return. But it's like no threat to return a punt.
But he had a good heads up play at least.
Yeah, he made a big time play there. Yeah. You know,
that could have changed the whole game if the ball had been turned
over. Which player are you referring to?
There, it was the ball came off of one of the Panthers players. It hit the foot of one of our Panthers players, and that made it was a live ball, and he had the heads up play because he was going to let it go because it was going to go. It was a very short kick. Like, for whatever reason, Morstead was not on it. I think he's still punting for these guys, and he was not on it. He wasn't kicking very well, and that ball was really short. Our defender touched it, and he was able to jump on it in a very, very, like I said, heads up play. So
yeah, Yeah, they could have changed it, turned the whole game around, because I think that was what, late second quarter. We were only up by 14, I think, at that point in time, and they would have got the ball on like the 10-yard line. So it could have changed the whole game up.
My Hulu, so I got Hulu TV, and my mess kept crashing today. Like, so I missed, significant time of the game. I ended up having to watch it on my phone at the end. Then, but I think it's because I think they're fighting. Well, it's just because I got the Fire Sticks too.
Yeah, that's what I've been using. I've been using Fubo TV.
Yeah, I just feel like Amazon and these guys secretly fight with each other,
right?
And because they want their business. So, like, didn't you just hear? And I'm sorry, this is just off topic, but HBO Max is giving a deal right now, 50% to customer, because they're pulling out of Amazon, the Amazon channels or whatever. So, I think there's a secret war, like a shadow war in these apps that they don't like to work well together. All right, 252-228-5098. What you guys say? What you guys say?
No, but just that I'm an idiot, of course, on the day that I sit Mike Evans in fantasy, he fucking goes crazy today for over 140 something points. So
already.
Hey, you know what, dude? The Panthers have me in such a good mood. I don't give a damn, bro. Keep pounding. Let's move on.
My podcast brothers, how y'all doing?
What's
y'all
up,
know
G?
What this is, G Cavassier.
What up,
Man,
G?
what a damn game. Boy, if that damn game wasn't a fucking statement to the NFL, that's not a damn statement. Y'all look at the internet, everybody saying the Saints is going to beat the Panthers, the Saints is going to beat Carolina, Look what happened. We beat the motherfuckers by 19 points, man.
Yep.
Beat them by 19 points. And I don't want to hear no Saints fans saying, we had Lattimore, we listen to 10 people, No one gives a fuck.
Right.
This is the NFL. Because you know what? If that was us, that was missing 10 people, and we got beat by 19, we would never hear the end of it. Hey, man, I'm going to give a game ball. I'm going to give 2 game balls. One to the damn defense, and the other is DJ Moore. Did you see that motherfucker balled out today?
Yeah.
Man? And I don't give a damn what nobody say. Sam Darnold was my damn quarterback. He looked pretty damn good. I mean, he had that one interception. That was some bullshit, but our defense was good as shit. And I'm going to eat crow right now. Last year I said, get rid of Phil Snow. I didn't like Phil Snow's defense. I don't know what the hell he did in the offseason. Maybe because he added Hassan Riddick or some other players.
He heard you
Our
talking,
defense was
G.
fucking legit. 3 sacks, 2 interceptions. We win by 19. I'll take that shit, man. Give me your thoughts on that, y'all. Keep pounding.
Look at this. Mark says that one guy I saw pick the Panthers was Colin Cowherd. But he also likes Sam Darnold. I think that he's gonna, and I don't dislike. I like Colin Cowherd. I ain't gonna lie. He's entertaining. He's entertaining. I mean, they have to be hot takey at that level. Going back to Phil Snow though, in this defense last year, I think this is that not only was he learning how to coach him up in the NFL. Right, is like what he was going against. It was his first kind of full-time rodeo as a defensive coordinator at the NFL level. But we really did not have the pieces. And think about it, we drafted 7 defensive players last year. That was clear. And we started 4 rookies.
Yeah.
Right? That 3, let's just say we ain't seen the 3-3-5 this year. Isn't that what everybody got mad about every time? We didn't see that one, but I think it's like he's like, thank God, because we can actually rush the pass. We didn't get our first until week 3 last year.
Well, I think it's a testament to how much better we are in coverage. Like we didn't have to drop everybody back in coverage to defend against the pass. And I said that last year. I think even after G. Cavassier called in with criticism of Snow, is that last year he had to run the only alignments that his roster would let him run. And that wasn't the true look of what we're going to be on defense. Now you're starting to see what it looks like, man. We have a nasty pass rush. We're mainly a 4-man rush. We're well-timed with the blitzes. And our coverage is shutting shit down, man. J.C. Horn. Yeah, hey, look, shout out to Mason Saley. Coverage sacks, man. That's it. When there's nowhere to throw the football, dude, your pass rush is going to get home. Derek Brown doesn't need that much time. Hassan Reddick doesn't need that much time. Brian Burns doesn't need that much time. Even Daquan Jones, man, like everyone's getting in on the action, and this defense is getting better and better, man. It's nightmare fuel. Nightmare fuel, I tell you.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: is I know we want to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers being the number one team in the NFC South. I think right now they're looking at the Panthers defense and almost trembling because we're going to be playing them late in the season. Tom Brady is already going to be a little bit exhausted by that point. Let's be honest about what's going to happen with it being a 17-game season. And our defense is going to be just rolling over people. I'm hoping that continues because I think right now, there's no question about it. This is a top 3 defense in the NFL currently.
It is just harass the quarterback, and
underratedly so. Underrated.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing with Phil Snow. Like, if you watch this, like the play calling, like how often his creative blitzes were getting home is just unreal. And when you have these guys with the ability to play man on man, with being able to bring more people on those blitzes, it's just like they're overloading those one sides, and it's just impossible to block that. And then I think 100% we have incredible talent, but I think right now the biggest person you need to credit for what this defense is doing is Phil Snow, and there is zero doubt in my mind without him or with a Washington led defense like we had in previous years, this would not even be close with this. Even with the same roster, wouldn't even be close to doing what it's doing now without Phil Snow.
We haven't heard bad names either. Like I thought I was gonna have to listen to Cody Lashley bash Justin Burris all season. Haven't had to hear any of that.
I've been impressed with Burris even.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and as Kieran brought up, is we're adding a Pro Bowler to this defense next week.
Yes,
AJ Bouye, Bouye, who we brought in to play nickel. Which was, this was the reason we went and recruited him, or not recruited, went and signed him in free agency. Miles Hartsfield, who suffered the injury. He's going to be out like 12. He has to have surgery on his wrist, so he's going to be out. But he earned that job in the meantime, right? Because Bouye has been, suspended and maybe dinged up too, but we're adding a part to this, right? So that's going to be cool, man. It's only going to get better.
Yeah, our defensive backfield is so good right now with coverage that we're able to send DBs on the blitz, and they're getting there clean, and we still have great coverage on the other end. Even sending a DB on a blitz, it's crazy. It's insane.
Dude, look at the boom that Brian Burns puts on Jameis Winston right there, man. Just completely unblocked. But even still, man, they met up at the quarterback. There were 3 Panthers around Jameis Winston, man.
Yeah, he was getting stacked.
Dude, this defense is nightmare fuel. It's the stuff of legends right now. We have to continue on with this incredible performances that we've been giving. Hey, listen, right now we have more thumbs up than we even have watchers, so I can't give subscribers shame. But what I can ask you to do is subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers, y'all. We're driving, we're moving. We need your help in doing so. We appreciate it. Hey, tell a friend, man. If you have some Panther friends that need some place to hang out, this is the place to do it, man. Let them know. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Yeah, man, you already know.
I'm so pissed. I sat Henry Ruggs today. He had 113 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
All right. Last call that I got queued up.
What's going on, fellas? Corey calling in. Just wanted to get my post-game takes, man. Feeling a lot better this week than I did last week, man. Fucking dominated the Saints. It's what we love to see, man. It's what everybody loves to see. Jameis Winston is going to be Jameis Winston. But it's just to talk about the Panthers, man. First and foremost is fucking defense. They are fast. They are hungry. They got confidence. They got swag. And most importantly, man, these guys are young, man. Like, when you talk about fucking Brian Burns, Derek Brown, Hassan Reddick, J.C. Horn, Dante Jackson, Jeremy Chin, all like entering their prime at the same time. Like this could be a scary defense for a long time. So it's like I'm
That's
hyped
a
about
great
this.
point.
J.C.
Great
getting his
point.
first pick after dropping the other one. That shit was lit. Holding Kamara to pretty much nothing. Brian Burns flying all around the field. Like this guy has a motor like that superstars are made out of, man. He's gonna be a Pro Bowl this year for sure. He's gonna be putting the rest of the NFL on notice. We know how good he is, but the rest of the league is about to know how good this motherfucker is for real. Sam, I was real impressed with Sam today, man. He looked accurate. He looked real accurate. There was some throws. I was like even the one I believe it was early in the fourth quarter. It was an incomplete pass to DJ where Marcus Williams made a great play on the ball, but he threaded the needle. DJ was double covered and he threaded it on the out to DJ, and it was almost a amazing ass completion. But Sam had some real good throws, looked real confident out there. He had that one obviously play where he threw it to the D lineman. We got to cut those shit out. But I mean, other than that, I don't want to be too nitpicky on him. I feel like, I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't care how good Justin Fields is. He's probably gonna be great, man. But I'm happy with how we handled our offseason because Sam Darnold he's good enough to lead this team. He's good enough to take this team where it needs to go.
Yep.
If anything, I feel like a lot of people were scared that he was going to be the hindrance. He was going to be the guy that kind of, held his team back. But he definitely has the talent. He has the wherewithal. He has the physical ability to take this team where it needs to go, especially with all the offensive weapons we have. So keeping that number 8 pick, picking up JC with it, and finding what looks to be our quarterback for the foreseeable future. I love the way we handle that shit. So great team win. Only thing I can really say, other than that one drive in the second half, the offense did look to stall out a little bit in the second half, kind of like how we did in week 1. I don't know if, I don't really know who to blame. I don't know if Brady is I don't know if he's not that guy. I don't know if he's being kind of conservative because he knows how shitty this offensive line is. But I don't want to be too nitpicky, man, but I kind of want to see a little.
Thanks for the call. A lot of good points there. I do want to focus on Joe Brady and the offense momentarily. Is one thing, and connect it to Sam Darnold, right? Is new quarterback comes in. I think that the offense has looked organized. And what I mean by that is I don't feel like we've had a bunch of alignment problems, communication issues. And one thing that was problematic last year for this team was getting the plays in time. It seemed like we were always running up against the play clock. And now I don't feel like it. Just feels like it's actually running pretty smooth and that Sam Darnold is commanding that offense pretty well.
The only thing I'll say is that they have a real trust in the guys that we don't, and it's that interior. The only legit criticism that I had of Joe Brady is I felt like too many times they were just willing to run the football through the A gaps and just try and push up field. And there was a few times when that wasn't really working. But really, that's the only criticism I have. I think when they execute, Joe Brady looks fine. It's just when these stupid little things go wrong that we are really extra hard on Joe Brady. I mean, even going back to the Jets, that missed seam route to Ian Thomas. Then there was a miss to Terrace Marshall Jr. Like, there's been a bunch of good calls that ultimately just didn't get capitalized on. So, I mean, we're getting better, man. I think, preseason gives you a false sense of identity in terms of who you are. But the first few games of the year, you start to build a real identity, and you can put film that you can grow off of. And you can understand what went wrong and how you can make it
what
better.
you do well,
Yeah.
And I don't think this is that I don't when people say that a play call I haven't had a problem with this game calling. I haven't felt like the plays have been stale, or I don't need these gimmick plays to be excited by it. It's more of are we getting in a rhythm? And I feel like the offense was better this week than it was last week against the Jets. So we are the thing is, you're right. That interior offensive line is a weakness, and it comes down to, I think you see it most in run blocking.
Yeah,
I really do. I don't think we run the ball well. It's again, I think it's just because we have the greatest running back in the NFL in Christian McCaffrey.
And listen, did he not prove that today, man? I mean, Christian McCaffrey, he gives so much of an extra effort. Like
he's special, dude.
Yeah, that
Special.
last touchdown where DJ where Christian just bowled his way into the end zone, man. He really is a special player. And by the way, I wanted to shout out Mark Lewin. We're his first Panther podcast, so I appreciate you joining us, man. But also, he made a point earlier that our Madden simulations, they've been correct 2 weeks in a row, CK. Maybe not in the amount of points that gets put up all the time, but hey, the Panthers had us going, or the Madden sim had us going 2-0, and we're 2-0 right now, baby. So hey, man, look out for those Madden simulations dropping on the channel.
Yeah,
and you might get a look into the future.
We're gonna have those coming out earlier, by the way. Right now, so especially tomorrow for the fact that we're gonna have a Thursday night game. We're going to have that out hopefully tomorrow night. So you guys will have that. And to Tony's point, I think we do need to get it out earlier in the week instead of trying to race against the weekend. And so I think we're going to try to get it out on a regular Thursday night. So you guys have a good 3 or 4 days to try to watch it before the game actually even hits. But yeah, be looking out for that tomorrow night.
What do you guys think about Chuba Hubbard?
I mean,
I'm
listen,
underwhelmed by him.
No, listen. Christian McCaffrey wasn't even running well behind this line.
It's true.
Like, I mean, you can't, like, right now you have a horrible sample size, and this is going against, and he was running a lot of times and run expected plays to where the defense was really planning for him to get the ball. I don't think that there's much you can hold against him when there was 0 holes for him to pop through. Luckily, there was one time he was able to make a nice little 8-yard gain. But the biggest run play Christian McCaffrey had was 11 yards, and that was on that touchdown run.
Yeah, I got to say, he looks like a backup rookie running back. And guess what? That's exactly what he is. So he's just fine with me. Give him some time to get developed. I think he's going to be a decent running back.
The coaching staff mixed him in well today, though. If you guys, all we heard was the complaints last week about needing to protect Christian McCaffrey. This staff, I don't know if it was only because Christian McCaffrey was suffering from those cramps that they were talking about, but it looked like that they were trying to rotate more from the beginning in this game. They even so they're like a concerted effort,
which makes sense. Like when you think about it, we're literally on a 4-day turnaround before Thursday night. So I mean, limit his touches today, especially if we're doing well on other things, and then that way we don't have as much of a recovery time for him. But I still think we used him entirely too much there as the game continued to go on, especially considering he had cramps. I don't know if it was necessary to bring him back in. Thankful he did get that touchdown though.
I think I got to start to love Chuba now.
To love him?
Yeah, I got to. If he's got Cameron Artis Payne vibes, that's my dude.
Yeah, you better start loving him, man. He is Canadian, so that's just a fun.
He's getting used to the rules. No,
I think it's fair to say that even on the plays where the offensive line did block well, I've kind of been underwhelmed with him.
Yeah,
he really struggles in receiving. He's not a good receiver. It's something that.
And guess who is?
Well, yeah, Christian McCaffrey is the best.
Did you see that catch he made today?
Bro, he grabbed that out of air. I thought it was going to be an incompletion.
It was like on the ground almost, and he picked it like it was. He's like got better hands than anybody on the damn. He's like got to be on the hands team.
Christian McCaffrey could literally play wide receiver only and be a top 5 wide receiver. He can play running back and be a top 3 running back. Like there's not many people in the league that can do that. It's amazing.
He's incredible.
I mean, and the only other one that I think could do that was on the other side of the field today, getting shut down.
shut
Completely.
down. Like
And-
it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close.
If you wanted to make the prediction that Jameis Winston wasn't going to have a good day throwing the football, fine. But I think most people, especially in the media that predicted this game, thought that the Saints were going to be able to run up and down the football field on us, especially with Alvin Kamara and their big-time offensive line. And listen, I don't want to take away from them. Alvin Kamara is a special running back.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's great. That means the defense played really well.
That Saints offensive line is a legitimate offensive line. The Panthers were just better in every single facet today. And I want to give a continued bit of love to our linebacking core, because even though we've been critical of them and the depth that we have at that position, I feel like they've been playing fast, flowing to the football, form tackling, not letting guys bounce off them for an extra 10 yards like has been such a problem in the past. Shaq Thompson continues to play well. Jermaine Carter Jr. plays well. I've heard Frankie Louvu's name mentioned a few more times. Yeah, I'm really impressed with this linebacker core. And if it wasn't for those underrated linebackers, we wouldn't have held Alvin Kamara to 8 carries and 5 yards. That's awesome. Big time.
That's awesome.
All right, so he only had 8 carries. They didn't try to run the ball then, really.
I mean, you got to keep in mind.
Like they panicked. I felt like the Saints started to panic. Like they felt like they got punched in the face and were kind of dazed, because I think that they were cycling Taysom Hill out there. I felt like they thought they were behind by like 30.
Yeah, well, I mean, when they were behind by 10, I think they realized this defense was no joke. And when you're behind 10 on this defense, I think that it
feels
30.
like 30. It feels, yeah. I did feel a panic in to their game plan. But also another good thing, going back to G. Cavassier's call when we were talking about Phil Snow last year, one of the giant weaknesses of this team was the inability to stop the run. Right? Like that lost us that game, and the first game, the Las Vegas game, right?
Yeah.
Is that a game we should have won? Was just getting pummeled on the ground, and that's not happened to us this year.
No, I mean, it's a small.
I mean, the Jets didn't have any running backs, but we went against them.
Damn sure did.
We held them to 6 first downs the first time, the fewest they've had since 1997.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty insane.
Yeah, boy, I love that.
Say that again.
We held the Saints to a total of 6 first downs. That's their fewest since October 26th of 1997.
Yeah,
That is an awesome stat right there.
That's a Panther performance, baby. Let's go.
If Winston didn't have that one like 25-yard pass in like their last drive in the fourth quarter, he would have thrown for less than 100 yards in the whole game.
Why is that? Why is the game book not up? I wanted to see what was their. Let me see if I could. What was their third down? Well, if they only got 6 first downs.
Oh,
it's
got to be garbage. Hold on, I'll tell you. Give me a second.
I can't find the game book. The game book should be on NFL.com by now, but it's not here. And that's another thing. I need to find this here. I'm gonna go to the next call. I'm gonna find the game book because I do want to look at our third down conversion rate as well.
Yo, what's good? P3 is Justin Young, JDO 54. I just want to call in and share my thoughts. I'm gonna start with the negatives. Darnold got to be smarter with that interception he threw. I understand trying to make something out of nothing, but you ain't got to play hero ball here. There's so many weapons around. You ain't got to do stuff like that. And I honestly believe that without that turnover, the defense would have pitched a shutout, a clean, straight shutout.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because I'm talking about the defense. I love the way these dudes gelling, the way they vibing off each other. That hit Brown had on Wilson last year, that sack last year. The hit that Brown had on Wilson. I think that shit is infectious because Reddick out there trying to murder Winston. I saw Burns whiffed on the sack, chase Winston down. It looked like he was trying to break his damn leg. And then when he got a chance to actually sack him, he put every damn thing he had into it. Bro, this defense is hell. This defense is legit. We on one. Hopefully we can keep this momentum going, but we on one right now.
Hey, shout out to
keep
Dave.
pounding all day,
Shout out
every
to
day.
Dave,
Keep
man.
pounding.
He's been a regular on the Friday free for all too, man. Shout out to you. Love the call.
How can 2 weeks in a row teams have let Ryan Burns free rush to the quarterback?
Because I mean,
When's
who
the
they're
going to give them the message?
This is all Phil Snow, bro. Like if they didn't have him going, they would have somebody else. I mean, you look at even some of the rushes that people like. We had one where who was screaming right up the middle. It was like it might have been Burris coming right up the middle, or no,
yeah,
Chin,
and missed,
Chin,
right?
Chin. It might have been. Yeah, I know somebody was right up the middle, missed the sack, but it might have been the interception that Chin was almost in his lap, coming untouched. Right? I mean, it's like I think it's a testament to Phil Snow. Just so you know, third down efficiency for the Saints was 2 of 11, 18.2%. We didn't do great on offense, and that has a lot more to do with our second half, coaching and play calling, I feel like. But we were 8 of 15 for 53.3% of our third down efficiency. So not horrible, but not the greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the greatest, but we did have 28 first downs to their 6, right? I think this team is. Did anybody expect them to be the best version of themselves on day one on offense?
No. A lot of fans did, dude. A lot of fans had a lot of unrealistic ideas, both positively and negatively. Like they either wanted the Panthers to be a world beater to start out with, or they thought that we were just going to be absolutely terrible and it would have given them all the ammunition to shit on us even further. But one of the things I've been harping on, even during this podcast that we're doing right now, is building upon your performances. Yep. I don't need you to be perfect against the Jets. I don't need you to be perfect even against the Saints. I need to see that this team is taking continued steps in the right direction in a 17-game season, hopefully more. And that's what they're doing. I feel like our defense stepped up from last week. Our offense stepped up from last week. Now our special teams just needs to shit and get off the pot, because right now they're the only part of this team that has really left wanting in a big way.
I think there's a feeling that this team is becoming balanced, right?
Yeah.
Is that after a performance, a defensive performance like today, and with all the sacks we got last week, yes, certainly we need to heap praise on the defense. We want to, right? And they deserve it. But I think that the offense has shown enough to where I'm not afraid that it can't work, right? It's like now it's just, it's like I've seen enough to believe that the parts are there.
There's a meme in anime that goes like, this isn't even my final form. I'm already so powerful right now, but bitch, you ain't seen nothing yet, man. I got more power left to give you, and the Panthers are not done showing us their final form. I love it.
All right, let's go next call.
Hey, yo, Justin Young again. Just wanted to call back and say somebody said it in the chat. The entire Panthers organization need to be arrested for assault and battery for what they did to the Saints.
There's warrants out for their arrest. All right, I think this is the last call.
Fuck you, Saints.
Wow. That's
wait,
awesome.
Wait, hold up.
That's awesome.
That was either a child or a girl. Play that one more time.
Fuck you, Saints.
That was
I did not see that came. All right, you guys ready?
Do it again.
Fuck you, Saints.
Hey, can we make that a soundbite? Make that a soundbite for the show?
That might be a child girl.
Dude,
oh my god!
I love it, man.
Like they got their kid to call in and say.
Fuck you, Saints.
That's awesome. That's a great answer.
Whatever parent made their child do that, dude, you're the parent of the year. You're the best parent that there has ever been, and you're the Panther parent of the year, dude. Fuck the Saints on every day that ends with a Y. I love it.
That was great.
Evans just got another touchdown, by the way.
Keep pouting.
Oh man, the little cute laugh at the end. Oh, I love this kid already.
They felt so bad doing it, but they got permission to anyway.
Yeah. All right,
love it.
we can start to wrap this show up, I think, and we need to give out some game balls. And I want to ask you with the final question. Final question about after 2 games. What do you think about Matt Rule's team? Is Matt Rule's stock going up in your mind, in your eyes? Is it just plateaued, or staying steady, or are you have any concerns?
I have concerns. I'll say this right out of the gate. Matt Rule has already showed issues with time management of this squad. If this was a close game at the end of the second half, and we had the ball with no timeouts left because we used them all in the first quarter, right? Then we have issues, right? And luckily we were able to overcome that because our defense was able to play well. And then you start to couple that with what we have dealing with the kicker situation and everything. There's definitely issues, but I think I'm starting to get back to the point that I was with him, which was I was believing that he was going to be the guy to get us to that, getting to the top of the mountain there. And we're gonna see. Like I said, I'm starting to kind of get that faith back, but right now it's still kind of one of those situations where I feel like every player he gives a comment to, or gives a compliment to, rather, he cuts. I just don't think that's necessary, and honestly, just a problem. And I you lose a little bit of trust in the guy like that.
Greg, do you want to go next on this? I'll go last.
Yeah, sure. Stock's definitely going up, man. I'm liking these candlesticks with Matt Rule right now. You continue to show me this during the season, I'll be happy. CK, what you're saying is right. Time management needs to be worked on. It's definitely not perfect, but based on what I've had for my prior experience with Matt Rule and his decision making, so far things are going pretty well this year. And yes, I don't have a lot of trash to talk right now.
Listen, man, I have always said that Matt Rule and this coaching staff deserves the benefit of the doubt. They did not have a good roster last year, and they were still in a bunch of football games that they had no business being in. Now we have a better roster, and we're 2-0, and we stopped what was that crazy stat? The Saints didn't have that few of first down since 1997. Yeah, man. And listen, we can't pretend like we don't know the trend. Everywhere Matt Rule has been, it goes up and up and up. He starts out kind of subpar, but then it builds and it builds. And right now, he's looking ahead of the curve. Normally, it was the 3rd year under Matt Rule's tenure for a head coach. That's when his teams really start to become dominant and vie for championships. But this team, at least on defense, looks championship ready right now, man. So listen, my stock is up on Matt Rule.
It's been a quick ascension on defense, right? It went from bad, really bad 2 years ago to super young and inexperienced to right now, just really dominant. When it comes to Matt Rule, I think this is, one thing is the trend, the 3-year trend. I don't even know if we have to apply that. It could be expedited a little because it's the NFL and not college, right? Yeah. That the idea is that with college, it's the recruiting process that kind of slows down. So you can speed things up. Like in this case, bringing in Sam Darnold, Reddick, you can make this go a little bit faster. I was hesitant though about this, Rule being so rah team, process, we're all in this together, this idyllic version of the team, right? Because he talks about how it's about team. I mean, it's very idealist, and I was a little concerned that in the pro game with this is getting guys to not buy into it, but to be that rah team oriented, and I think they are though. I kind of see how about this is the Brian Burns celebration, right, with the Spider-Man. Now everybody's doing it with him. I really feel like this team plays as a unit, they're playing as a team. I think they're buying into that preacher talk from him.
Maybe.
Look, if you can't believe in yourself, no one has the right to believe in you. Why should anyone believe in you if you don't believe in yourself? And I think that's one of the things that Matt Rule is good at. J.C. Horn is playing like he knows he's the best corner in the game. And so is Brian Burns and Dante Jackson. And we already know Christian McCaffrey does. And from what we've seen from Sam Darnold, Sam's believing that he's pretty damn good too. Hey, man, it's a wonder how far a little bit of self-belief will take you. So I'm all for it. This has been a tremendous start to the Panthers 2021 campaign. And, yeah, man, you have to give credit where credit's due to Matt Rule and this coaching staff. And they're not without flaws. I still think they have some problems evaluating roster spots and putting together the best form of our offensive line, for example. And that doesn't change. But overall, we're 2-0. And we just dominated our division rival. So you have to give credit.
I feel like I can't wait to drop this anytime a Saints writer comes in. Like when next, Sweet Bob Rose. Right?
Oh,
He's so nice, right? He's so nice. And then if it come in, I'm gonna be like, hold on, I gotta take this call real quick. Oh dang, I lost it.
Someone was calling in?
No, I moved the file and I didn't lose it.
By the way, Tim Estes says that was him that had his daughter call in and say fuck you Saints. If that is indeed the case, Tim, you're a legend, bro. We love you, man. And your daughter, man. Keep pounding. That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's
so
awesome.
awesome.
We got one sneaky call come in. I hope it's another kid.
Do you want to do this real quick? I want to tell you a stat as well. The Panthers held the New Orleans Saints to 128 net yards. That's the lowest ever under Sean Payton, and the lowest in the Saints Panthers all-time series. And their previous low was 174 and 1996.
So scoreboard aside, that's the worst we've ever beat them.
Yes.
Well,
I mean, I don't know. We might have had a bigger game, but it's definitely the most defensive juggernaut type of game that we've had against them.
Yeah.
Because I think
you, Saints.
again.
No, I just wanted to hear it again.
Oh man,
it was so awesome. That needs to be a tradition. Every time we play the New Orleans Saints, we have to play that, Tony. You have to save that.
At the end of every show.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like every time a Saint, I can't wait to get a real Saints beat writer, like a legit,
and play
like
it for
somebody,
him?
and they'd be like, "Hey," and be like, "Peace, thanks." All right, here, somebody did sneak in a call.
Hey guys, it's Joey. Just got back from this game. Didn't know I was going until yesterday.
Nice.
But I had a great time, and I'm just wanting to say I'm so happy we beat the Aints. And I was talking with my girlfriend, and she says, "Yeah, we took the S out of them this week," meaning we turned the Saints into the Aints. And it was great to see Saints fans were very humbled. They gave my blind ass the seat on the train. Let me sit next to their girlfriend, although that wasn't intentional, but we had a nice talk. She was nice about it. Was wearing like long sleeve shirts, like long sleeves in the hot weather. And she told me that, and I was like, oh, well, that's not surprising because that's Saints fans' logic. And she laughed about it. So they understand their lane, and they understand that, as far as beating the Panthers at home is concerned, they shouldn't take it for granted anymore. And that defense was lit. The fans were loud. I mean, I was probably the loudest one, but they were loud, still leaving in too early, in my opinion. That Sweet Caroline should never be played to an empty stadium, and Cody would say it should never be played at all. But whatever song that you decide to play after we win shouldn't be played to an empty stadium. But other than that, the fans were great. Had a great time. Glad we beat the Saints, and wow.
Yeah, love it, man. And Joey was there feeling the vibrations that stadium. I love it. love it, man.
Oh, gosh, way to go, Joey, to represent this Panther Nation. I know we got loud there today. We appreciate that. We appreciate all the people in the chat room as well, and for making this show just so fun after a win. I can't tell you how much that little kid brightened up my day right there. How about we give out some game balls?
Oh, let's do it. Let's
All
do it.
right. I think I'm gonna have to go Zylstra.
Ooh,
I get that.
all right.
He was clutch today.
I mean, he
Very
made some
much
big
so.
plays, and boy, did you see how pumped he was after he scored that touchdown?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, it was
man.
awesome. Like that, the joy, like it was like I could feel it. So good game, and I believe that was his first NFL touchdown. Not 100% sure.
Yeah,
sure,
no,
yeah.
it has to be. Yeah, I don't remember any other time that Zylstra scored a touchdown, and maybe he did. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. Dexter Henderson donated £5 from across the pond. Appreciate you, good sir. I don't know if he said that to you or not, but
Keep pounding.
keep pounding, quite literally. Hey, listen, my game ball is going to number 91, man. Morgan Fox. I mean, listen, if you're not a name, if you're not a superstar on this team, like a Brian Burns or a Jeremy Chan or a JC Horn, whenever a player balls out, we have to give them their opportunity to shine, man. Morgan Fox, I didn't even want him to start. I thought Yatur Gross-Mato should be a starter over him, which Yatur does get his good amount of snaps in. But, man, Morgan Fox lived in the backfield tonight. He was aggressive. He was disengaging blocks. He was getting a really good push on that offensive line. And man, dude, I'm proud of that guy. He did really well today, and I think he deserves a game ball. Shout out to Morgan Fox. We hope to see more.
You guys, of course, took my two guys I was thinking about, the top two on my list there, but that's okay because I make a list of them. But I got to say, Phil Snow. Give it to him, man.
Like that.
The defense is just clicking on all cylinders all over the field, man. I see Brian Burns all over the place. There wasn't, like I said, I think there's only 2 plays in the entire game where I didn't see the Panthers within 2 yards of whatever player had the ball for the Saints. And it's just amazing, man. It's great to see a good defense. It looked championship level to me, the defense today.
Absolutely. I'll go I don't think that there was one major, standout. I want to try to at least get the offense involved here. I would say
DJ.
I don't know. He was good. Don't get me wrong, but it was all kind of like, even if you look at the highlights from his day, it wasn't like he was making these incredible catches or anything. He was like, the reality is, if I'm going to give it to anybody, especially off of DJ's performance, it's to Sam Darnold. Those like laser beams that he was throwing today, like, I think that should get everybody excited about what he is. Listen, I know he had that one boneheaded play, and we can talk about it and debate same old Darnold all day, every day. But there were so many times he threw a football in such a tight window that he was able to get it into DJ Moore's hands, to get into Christian McCaffrey's hands in stride. I think you got to give this guy some credit. And yeah, he didn't have the greatest second half of his career, but he had one of the best, at least best games we've seen from a Carolina Panthers quarterback in a while.
Wow.
Yeah. Look at my mama in the chat giving $20 like she loves her son. She does. She loves me. Love you too, mama.
We did get a call about that. So here,
keep pounding.
Let's check this call real quick because it lends to your thoughts, CK.
Hey guys, love the podcast. Boy, Sam Darnold, except for that one stupid play where he just threw an interception to the defensive tackle, he played terrific today. He managed the game well. He had plenty of zip on his passes. He's rifling it right in there, and he's willing to throw the ball away or take a sack. I think Sam Darnold may very well be the long-term answer if he's surrounded with talent and a good offensive line. I think that with his defense and with improved special teams, I think this team's going places.
What are your thoughts on the future with Sam Darnold to build around?
If he plays like this for another what we got 15 more games, I'm ready to roll with him. Young, talented, kind of fits into the team identity pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of even kill. I feel like he's just like, if he can not be boneheaded Sam Darnold, I think there's a lot of potential here. And I think that CK said it earlier, is that then or Cody, one of you guys said about comeback player of the year. Like, I mean,
Right.
like he could be in that real conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We will need to. We picked up his 5th-year option though already,
Yeah,
so that
we did.
means we have him for next year. And then the question is, when do you start negotiating? Do you do that after this season? Do you feel like that's something you wait to get through the 5th-year option? But right now, I don't expect us to be looking for a quarterback. It doesn't feel like it. But it's only 2 games. It's only 2 games. But he really has not done the things that people said he was going to do.
No, he hasn't. And you know what? Listen, I shudder to think about what this what Sam Darnold would look like if he has an offensive line that will routinely give him enough time to throw the football. Because again, we're very ecstatic. We're very happy right now. I think we can all agree that we do have some issues being able to pass protect. If we're able to fix that and shore that up, dude, Sam Darnold could be as good as he wants to be, man. We have all the weapons to do it. We have all the coaches. I believe in Sam. I think he continues to grow, continues to get better. He looks way better with us than he ever did with New York. I'm very, very hopeful about Sam Darnold.
He's on pace for a 5,000-yard season.
Yeah, very, very. You know what the best part about this, and what you're adding to what you're saying, Cody, is we're already young and locked in at wide receiver. We're young and locked in at running back. We're young and locked in just about every position on defense. The only thing we have to work on is the offensive line, really. And guess what? You're young and locked up everywhere else. You can throw a lot at it. So this could be something. It's going to be something really special.
That's on time for Joey. Wanted to get one more thought in before we go.
Hey guys, it's Joey again. Sorry. This one will be quick. Pat Elflein got injured. Good or bad? Like, what do you guys think about that? I know he kind of sucked. Like, I don't know if you already talked about that. Again, I'm late. I just got back. So anyway, just wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Wow.
Well, I think Cody would say is that this is bound to happen, right? Is that he has been your whipping boy, Pat Elflein.
Yeah.
And the injury creates opportunity in your mind. And I think the big thing next week is to look to see if what is it?
Deontay Brown.
Is he activated? Because he hasn't been active on the first 2 weeks.
Guys, to however many people are listening to this chat room, just remember me saying this. Once they give Deontay Brown his chance to start on this offensive line, he's never coming out. He's never coming out. And listen, you might say I don't have enough proof to say that confidently. I don't give a damn. I call my shots. Listen, I wish injuries on no one. I want Pat Elflein to be healthy, but the fact of the matter is Amini Silatolu had to get hurt before we played Andrew Norwell. So it might just be that Pat Elflein's going down might be the best opportunity for this Panthers offensive line to put someone better at that position. If that's Brown, maybe even Brady Christensen, give him some more reps at that spot. We have to
Dennis
get better,
Daly,
man.
right?
Yeah, so
Daly likes the left guard position.
Yeah, I don't
wonder
wish
if
injury on
Christensen
anyone,
can play center.
No, he's not built. He's not. He's too tall.
Is he?
He's like 6'7". You want to be like, between 6'2" and 6'4".
He's
I
that
think,
tall?
if you're a center. Yeah, he's a big boy. He's
I
like
didn't
6'6".
realize that. I didn't
He's like
realize that.
6'6", 6'7". He's a big dude.
The Panthers will need to be. Here's the thing: is Joe Person came on this podcast and said that we haven't invested in the offensive line anything high, and so going back to the two calls like put together of how we feel about Sam going forward, and you guys' reaction, like Greg was saying, is that now it's time we can focus and invest on that through the draft, potentially through free agency.
Right.
But we are going to have to get ready to pony up and pay some defensive players. I hate to say, you got to pay Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick. I think Hassan Reddick wants to be with Phil Snow and Matt Rule.
I agree. I think that they value him a tremendous amount, but I think he's still not going to be cheap. You got to keep in mind he's not been paid the way that he's going to probably want to be paid. He's not been paid the generational, like changing his ability to support his family for his entire lifetime, which is what you've got to be asking, what you want to do. You can, like a lot of these guys on the Tampa Bay squad that have re-signed for more team-friendly deals have already gotten their bag, right? They've already
totally.
made their
Like
money.
he needs to be paid. It's just
Are we going to be the ones to do it? And that's the problem that I think we have with not having developed a winning culture early enough. Is I don't know that we're able to maintain this level of success for a long period of time. It's because we have, like you said, we have a lot of up and comers. I think right now the biggest thing, and it might be unpopular to kind of go back to the phone call. I think Cam Irving is doing a pretty decent job at left tackle.
He is.
I know he came out. He looked a little injured. I think at one point he got that holding call.
Did he go back in?
He went back in. Yeah, he went right back in. But to be quite honest, I think outside of the injury prone aspect of what he is, I think he's been a pretty damn good left tackle compared to, especially when you think about what he's been going up against, in those defensive lines. I'm not upset with his gameplay. I don't think that it's going to be a Taylor Moton moving over there, like I know we were thinking was going to be the possibility early on. But I do think I agree with Cody. I think that this offensive line is definitely going to have a shakeup come, even I would say it's probably going to happen. I don't know if it's going to even happen. You guys know what the schedule looks like for us.
Yeah, but
Looking real good.
What you mean?
Yeah, the next 7 games, I feel like we're in good shape.
Minus Dallas, yeah.
Dallas has even got really bad defense. Like they got such a bad defense that they moved their linebacker to defensive end.
And by the way, I also did want to confirm. I did see on Twitter, Ian Rappaport did report Tyrod Taylor will have an MRI on his hamstring injury, and he'll know more tomorrow. But Taylor won't play Thursday night. Davis Mills will get his first start on Thursday Night Football.
Yes. Boy, all the things are coming into alignment for us, man. The stars are in alignment.
Yeah.
I want to address a couple of these. What's up?
I was going to say, we have Texans, Cowboys, Eagles, Vikings, Giants, Falcons, and then the Patriots, which could very well be a big time game depending upon what they're able to do. They've been pretty successful the last couple of weeks. This week they got 4 interceptions on your boy Zach Wilson. They're not doing a horrible job. They only had 25 points off 4 interceptions. I feel like they should have been steamrolling much better than that with that defensive performance. But we've got a lot of winnable games, and it's not a matter of like we're overestimating what our team is. Like we have the Houston Texans coming in hobbled a little bit. The Dallas Cowboys are really bad defense, but a very good offense. So it's going to be a big challenge for our defense coming into that game. The Eagles have been kind of a middle of the pack. They haven't been horrible, but they haven't been fantastic. The Vikings are, the Vikings. The Giants are the Giants. The Falcons are the Falcons. It's looking like a really good first half of the year that could propel us into a level of success that we haven't seen since 2015.
This is confidence building. We talked about this a lot before the season started, and when we were looking at this schedule, is that if you can win in this early phase where you should, like we have, we've won the 2 games that we needed to win, that we should have won. And then I think the Jets game was a good example, is that you come out of it, and was it perfect? Not even close, but it's something you build on. Right? Like you've been talking about, Cody. in this is that first 10 games could chisel us into a very competitive team to where if we get the right momentum on that back end against some of those really tough teams, all of a sudden we're the tough team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, we're such a tough team right now. I think we're the toughest out in the NFC South. We have something to prove. No one's picking us to win anything this year. Dude, we have it, man. And hey, shout out to Ed Kiger for the $5. He says, give us all a whoop whoop before you go. Whoop whoop. There you go, man.
I got you. Whoop whoop.
Y'all know no matter how good we are this year, though, we're gonna have to beat Tampa Bay the first time we play them before anybody takes us serious. And I don't think we play them till like week 15 or 14. So
listen, I don't look at their defense after what they did against the Cowboys and what they're doing. I mean, they're not having a horrible game against the Falcons, but the Falcons are still it's only 11-point game right now going into the fourth quarter. I don't look at them as this defensive juggernaut I thought we had. That we were going to be facing. I honestly thought that the Saints team was a better defense than what the Tampa Bay's team is. And right now, after what we did to this defense, I have no doubt in my mind that we have every chance in the world to beat the Bucs. I think right now we're going to be underdogs this entire season. I'm ready for the talk to happen when we're 8-0 and people start. Are these the worst 8-0 teams in the history of the NFL like they did in 2015? I'm ready for it.
I don't think they're
coming
saying that about us. I think we got too many parts, man. I think people are going to start to all they got to do is they just got to get past the mental hurdle of Sam Darnold. Right? Because there are people that have formed their opinions about him. Right? It's like, I mean, they've already formed like the national media or anybody is already to a certain degree, if you're not invested in the Carolina Panthers, and you're not really rooting for him to succeed, you have a belief set about him likely. And you're either waiting for that to be verified or it's going to take a while for it to be challenged successfully. So if Sam Darnold plays well this season, then I don't think we get classified as a bad team, 8-0, one of those worst good teams ever.
Yeah.
I think right now, I think there's too many good parts. I'm excited. Very excited.
I think it's very much like how people look at Ryan Tannehill when he left Miami. Everybody had their idea of what Ryan Tannehill was in Miami.
I didn't believe in him. I thought he stunk.
So,
yeah, man. Hey,
dude, it turns out he might. Aren't they losing right now?
It's incredible what Adam Gase will have you believe about some players, huh? Dude, that guy sucked. All the talent he had that he couldn't take advantage of.
Think about it, bro. Think about it. If Sam Darnold comes out and he balls, Adam Gase will never have a coaching job in the NFL, college, or high school in his entire life.
He probably shouldn't anyway.
How about this? Apparently, Zach Wilson threw like 4 interceptions today.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did not look good, man. He did not look good.
How about this? Atlanta got the ball. They've got 17 points on Tampa Bay's defense.
That's what I was just saying. Yeah, I don't think that they're that big of a difference. Like, as far as like what type of a quality of defense that we face today, as opposed to what Tampa Bay's got.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think we've done our due diligence for today's post game show. We've had a tremendous amount of support in the chat room. I thank you all for that. The best thing you can do for Panther Nation and for this podcast is to just do all the thumbs up, shares, and likes, man. Just tell somebody about it, right? A lot of people, I feel like this is that there's so much out there on the internet that you got to pierce people's brains, man. So help us get into their ears, right? And let them know. And if they're Panther fans, more than likely, they're going to enjoy it. So my name's Tony Dunn. It's the C3 Panthers podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at @cat_chronicles. We're here on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. The number is 252-228-5098. And we want you to be a part of that show. Cody, tell them how they can get after you.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Cody Lack, CODYLAC. And listen, man, the Friday free for all is something I want to continue to pump out here every Friday at 7 p.m. If you want to come be a podcaster on the C3 podcast, that's your opportunity to do it, man. Yes, I will let you on the show, on the webcam. Hey, you don't even have to be on webcam. or you can just turn off your camera. Just have a little profile picture like that, man. I don't even care. For every Friday at 7 p.m., come be a part of the show for the Friday free for all. And yeah, man, we're going to be doing a whole lot more this year. Madden simulations, a whole lot of stuff, man. And follow me on drafttech.com, where I am the analyst for the Carolina Panthers, writing picks for the first and second round for the Carolina Panthers. And that's it,
CK,
man.
tell them how to get after you.
You can find me on all social media platforms, Codizzle_Allen for the most part. Just mainly for more Panthers content, you can keep an eye out for the weekly Madden simulations that we do, where Cody and I do some commentating over top of what Madden will predict our game to be. And, it's been fun. People have been enjoying it, and just come in and show some love.
Greg, you got the Super Civil Servants podcast on Friday nights.
Yes,
How can they
sir.
where can they tune in to that at?
Just check us out on the YouTubes, man. Live every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a group just like this, except we're talking about movies, TV shows, graphic novels, books, all kinds of different stuff. I think we're going to be covering Venom next week in honor of, because Venom 2 is coming out next in what week.
That's my favorite superhero movie.
Hey, hit me up, dude, if you want to hop on.
Right?
And then
that's the one that's got Tom. What's the guy's name?
Tom Hardy.
Tom
Yeah.
Hardy, and now the new one with Venom with Woody Harrelson coming out.
Yeah,
that
so
actually
awesome.
does look freaking.
It looks pretty decent. But I tell you what, I'm more excited for is going to be The Matrix coming out in December, and hopefully I can steal some of y'all because we're going to review all the Matrix movies and the Animatrix and the game and all that stuff.
Nice.
On
Yeah,
top of the
that'd be
regular
fun.
shows we do, Titans and Stargirl and Shang-Chi and What If and everything out there you watch on television, man. It's pretty fun.
I gotta check y'all.
So
I gotta check this
them
Venom
out,
talk
man.
out.
Yeah, definitely.
Y'all done The Witcher yet?
No, have not done that yet. I haven't got around to completing my watch on that
I'm
yet.
just starting watching it. I like it. All
Hey,
right,
real quick. Don't look now. The Falcons just closed the score within 3 of the Bucks, 25-28.
Hey, let them do
Oh.
whatever, man.
Yeah.
I don't see a real threat in this division. It's
Fourth
all
quarter hasn't started yet.
I don't
love
see
it.
a threat in this fucking division. It's ours for the taking. Keep on pounding.
Hell,
Get
yeah.
us out of here.
Hell,
Get us out of here.
Peace and love, C3 Nation. Keep pounding.